Hey, hi, hello, I'm Queen of Vikings, and welcome back to Q&A with me, about me. You guys had a bunch of questions, so this is a multiple series. And we have Vanjie again, who is passed out beautifully. She's just so cute. I just love her so much, and I think she knows I'm talking about her because her ear twitched a little bit. Let's begin! Ever thought about doing a ghost hunt with Sam and Colby? Yes! They just don't know I exist, so you guys gotta, tag me in their stuff so they're aware of my existence. What's happening in your life that you are quietly proud of? You know, I have actually started seeing a psychologist. I started seeing her in September, I believe. It's been very helpful to grow as a person, to understand stuff that has happened to me, and just going over everything so I can understand it better. Another thing that I like to do with her is I got the finger touch of autism, right? And don't always understand how people function. So it's very helpful to me to be able to come to her with, a question of can you help me see this other perspective? Because I can't understand it at all. So we go over and we break down the behaviors, we break everything down so that I can understand it better, and I just can comprehend another perspective a little bit easier. Because I don't like to think that, the way I think is the only way other people should think, right? I want to understand why they're doing what they're doing and why they feel that way. And people aren't always good at communicating, so it's really good to be able to have a psychologist to go over all of that. So I would say I'm very proud of the fact that I am working on my healing and working on just being a better person in general, and also, gaining that confidence, and yeah, I'm proud of that. What do you do to help your mental health? I struggled with it myself, so I'm curious. So when I'm really, really overwhelmed or stressed or freaking out, I tend to age regress, and I'm very happy that I'm in a very loving relationship that understands that, and I have people that understand that as well. Specifically, my manager has seen that happen on multiple occasions, and usually I can feel it coming on, so I'll just text him and be like, hey, just as a heads up, I'm not going to be useful for the next 24 hours. I gotta do a thing, and he'll just be like, yeah, you're good, you're fine, don't worry. Rest well. Watch Disney. And that's usually what I do. I will take a day where I just rot in bed. I create a nest with plushies that I like, that are very soft. This giant one is included because it's like human size, so I can cuddle with it and suffocate myself with it, and it's great. And I will just watch movies that I like Disney, and I will sing along to them. Hubby will make sure that I'm drinking and eating because I will forget, and I just get to live in La La Land for a little bit, and it's really helpful. So that is mainly what I do. If I don't have the capacity to do that, then honestly, writing has really helped, which I used to get annoyed when people would recommend journaling. I was like, I don't want to write a fucking diary. But no, that actually helps quite a bit, because then the thoughts are no longer clouding my brain because they're elsewhere now. They live elsewhere. And it is actually very helpful. So I would say those two things. That's helped me quite a bit. Any more tattoos coming? Oh, tons. Yeah. Covered. Do you like living in a haunted house? Would you want more or less haunted if you could choose? I am okay with the level of haunted that my living quarters is. And I want to be clear, it's not a haunting because something is stuck here. It is more of a haunting that things just show up. Every now and then I gotta kick some of them out because they're not the greatest, but most of the time they're chill. And I mean, it's fun. Yesterday, King and I were trying to sleep, and then there was just this huge shadow figure that just blocked out all the light for a little bit, and we looked at each other, and I wanted to know if he also saw that. He did in fact see that. So we just moved on. We just moved past it. The other day we were painting in the kitchen, and the breaker just opened by itself. Frank just slammed it shut, and it didn't open again. So it's a good time. Something always happens. What am I most looking forward to at North Forge Gathering 6, which is May 22nd, 24th? I just look forward to the event. It's the one event that doesn't feel like work. It's just a bunch of buddies hanging out. Even amongst content creators, it's just fun. It's just a blast. There's no set real schedule, and even when there is, it's still a little weird, little flexible. And it's just really great. It's just such a good vibe, such a good time. It's like when I can just, okay, we're good here, Are you blonde? Does hair color fade out, or do you dye it often? I have a tint of redness with the Scottish genes in my hair, so I believe the term is strawberry blonde. The red pops out much more in the summer as opposed to the winter, where it's practically non-existent. And I dye my hair maybe every 3 or 4 months. Unless there's an event coming up and that's quicker, then I will try to dye quicker. But this is still the same dye from, I think I'm at 2 months, and you can still see my little raccoon tail. Which I'm so happy about. What is something cool you have learned from streaming, interacting with your fans? Love my vids. Thank you. I have learned safety. I have learned what parasocial is. I have learned how to protect myself and my friends and my life much more. I have learned never to say I love you too, because all it takes is some one person to clip that and then play it over and over and suddenly concoct that we're in a relationship in their head, which we're not. I have learned that you never do house tours while you're currently living at that house, because all you're doing is showing your exit and entry points of your home, which is not good. Or ever film in front of the front door, because now people know what your front door looks like. I have learned what parasocial means, which is essentially thinking that it's a one-sided relationship of things. A lot of people get like this with content creators, especially content creators like me, because I overshare and you feel this closeness with me. And this is why I often will remind you guys that we are not friends. We are not friends. We are not friends. I'll sing it however way I have to. I'll say it in multiple languages. But that is pretty much a big thing that I have learned from that. On sort of a negative safety side. If we're going on a positive side, what I have learned from interacting and streaming, which is something very hard. I have imposter syndrome. And it's very, I'm working on it. The way that Markiplier and Jacksepticeye have saved me multiple times. I am now that person to other people. And that is such a weird concept to think of, because at the same, like, I've never spoken with Mark or Jack. I've never even gotten I don't really comment on their stuff anyway, but there's never been an interaction. And yet I still feel like those two saved me multiple times. And so for me streaming, like, you guys are actually talking to me. And I feel like that connection almost develops closer, which is also why it's a little more dangerous. Trying to wrap my head around the fact that I am that person for some people is wild and something that I just can't comprehend. So definitely that. Have you thought about what it would be like not to have the spiritual powers that I have? Yep. I think it'd be real quiet and boring. I really don't know what I would do if I didn't, always have something happening in my head. It'd be weird. What is your favorite part about having a social media following? I mean, aside from, that sense of community that I'm building, which I adore, because I pride myself on having a very good community as long as I have the ability to control it, because it's going to get to a point where I can't control all of that, but I try my best. I would say it's opportunities that you guys have allowed me to have. For example, voice acting is something that I am pursuing. I am currently working on getting sort of just a little setups and better equipment for it, but that would not have even been a thought process of mine had I not had the social media following, had I not had such supportive people behind me to even push that, because the whole reason I started doing and looking into voice acting was because I do funny voices on stream, or if we're, for example, the game I'm playing right now is A Seance at Blake Manor, and I'll imitate all the accents in there, and people will say, well, just try it, give it a shot, so okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. But that wouldn't have been a thought had I not had that. So I would say the opportunities that are given that people should be grateful for, and some aren't, is definitely one of the best parts of having a following. What motivates me? Making a better life for King and I. I'll reiterate. Making a better life for King. Making a better life for our pets. Everything I do, even when I'm exhausted and don't want to do it, like, I'll be honest, today, in filming this, did not want to do it. I was really tired. I'm really tired now. And I just didn't have the mental energy to it. I know that I have to do it in order to give him a better life. And that's what I want. Because if he's happy, I'm happy. I'm also very happy. I don't want to take that away. I'm also incredibly happy. But I put him before me always. He motivates me a lot. He's also very helpful. Like I said, he's currently, well, did I say that in this one or the other one? I don't know. But he's currently making me dumplings because I forgot to eat today. What is my favorite dish to cook for myself? I don't cook. I did just learn how to make a salmon. Not to toot my own horn. I did just learn how to make salmon and couscous. I really like couscous. Really, a lot. So I'd say that one. It's a zombie apocalypse. What is your plan for surviving it? First, committing so much thievery. I'm stealing every fucking thing that I can. Specifically medicines. I will be raiding pharmacies, first and foremost. Secondly, we are going into the middle of the woods. We are no longer staying in the city. We are leaving and going the most north we possibly can, because north is cold, and I can't imagine that most zombies would do well in the cold, especially considering all the ice and glaciers and really just water that they just be bobbing in. I would say those are definitely my first two steps. Is your ability hereditary? Genetic is how I would explain it if we're going into that sort of area. Hereditary would imply that every single person has an ability, and they do not. There is definitely some that it's skipped over, that they do not have. They never even had experiences. So I would say that there's a genetic component to it. Which one? I don't know, and I wish science would figure it out. The fact that I have rarely met somebody with an ability who's the first in their line, it doesn't just happen. I definitely think there's a genetic component to it. I just don't think we found it yet. What game game or game franchise do you absolutely love? So game franchise, Poppy's Playtime, Garten of Banban, Bending the Ink Machine. Top three. They're so good. I love Five Nights at Freddy's too, don't get me wrong. That goes without saying. That's top 4, okay? But those, I love those ones. They're so good. What's the farthest back you can remember in your own life? 18 months. And I know that because I have often told my mom of this one memory I have. We were living in an apartment and we were on the top floor and there was a tornado warning. It was like one of the rarer ones because we don't really get that many in Quebec. And my mom freaked out a little bit because we're on the top floor and there's no basement. So I remember wearing a white dress with a little bit of frill, and she had grabbed me and we sat in the closet together because she hid me in the closet with her. And I have that very distinct memory. And I've asked her about that memory and she's confirmed everything. So I remember as far back as 18 months old. Will you do more parts of Haunted or Not Haunted? Because it's actually so cool. I will, yes. I like going to antique shops anyway, so while I'm there and Spirit's already talking to me, might as well make some content out of it. What is a dream you have that you still want to achieve? P.S. I love you and King together. Thank you. A dream that I still want to achieve. I would like to buy a house. I don't know how soon that's going to be in the economy and the way that everything is going right now, but that is a goal that I would like to achieve. I would like a lot of land, so I may have farm animals. I would want a lot of rooms, not for anything other than making sure that if my friends need a place to stay, that they have their own space to be able to stay. Because we are that house already where if our friends need something, they just come over and we always have room for them, despite the smaller area we live in. But I would like to be sure that my house also has those qualities as well. Everyone has down days. How do you deal with yours? You always seem so positive. I seem so positive because I don't necessarily believe in making my content my personal diary. I think there are some things that you guys just shouldn't know or shouldn't talk about because I could be speaking in anger or in hurt or in sadness and not mean it later on, and it's just kind of there. I prefer to process, don't get me wrong, I process externally. I gotta talk this stuff out for like months, but I will talk with people I trust first and foremost. But when I have down days, like today's a bit of a low energy day. I wouldn't call it a down day, but I had a down month last year in 2025. I don't remember end of July to August at all. I don't think I streamed actually for that entire month. I have no recollection. And to get out of that, I had friends reach out and, you know, they were like, oh, do you want to come and play a game? Like, we're not streaming, you can just come and play a game, or do you want to just come and hang out in a voice chat? They were checking on me a lot, and it was helpful because then I didn't feel so alone, so I had a very good support system. King was also making sure that I was getting out of bed. Vanjie was making sure I was getting out of bed. That's a big reason why I have pets, is if I didn't, I don't think I'd get out of bed, to be quite frank. And I need them so I have something else to take care of, because while I'm up and feeding her, well, I'm already in the kitchen. Well, I might as well make something for myself. Okay, I'm in the reptile room and I'm taking care of them. There's laundry on the floor and the laundry machines are right there from when I did laundry last. Okay, well, I'm already here, I'm gonna do laundry, and then I'm back in bed, laundry's done. Well, I'm already sitting here, I might as well do, you know, like, I've integrated my animals and my support system to make sure that even when I have down days, I can still function and not let myself rot too much because I want to get back to the bad place. Also, journaling helps a lot. Yes, not really a question, but you've helped me be a better clairvoyant. Thanks. You're welcome. I'm glad I could help. What is my favorite tattoo, one that means the most to me? Right now it's this one because I do work with the goddess Hel. So having her, this is like her dedication piece. So this is the one that means the most to me right now. However, the one that means the most to me, like in total, would probably be the wolf on my thigh. Probably that one. That one I got because I was getting a lot of nightmares when I was a kid, and even now when I get nightmares, the wolf still shows up. It's a wolf with one blue eye and one yellow eye, and my mom has always said that it was a family member that was probably coming to protect me, and because of the blue and the yellow, I presumed it was someone from Sweden. So I have to think of it as having like my ancestors and carrying them with me. Do you ever have dreams that come true or warning you about something or someone? Oh, yes, I do. It's unfortunate when I try to give heed and say, hey, I had this really weird dream, like, you should be careful who, like, you're having around, and then I just have to watch it play out, because people make their own choices, I can't do shit. But yes, I do have dreams that come true. I do have warnings about even people in my own life where I'll be dreaming about them, and then suddenly they turn into a snake, and I'm like, ooh, okay. Because I understand people are scared of snakes. I'm not scared of snakes. But a snake in a dream can be an identifier of, hey, you have someone slithering and they're being sneaky right? Especially when the person I was dreaming about turned into one. So that would be a pretty good indication. Ah, gotcha. You know, they can also mean many other things, but in that specific dream it meant that. Dream interpretation is weird, okay? It can all mean a different thing depending on the person. But yes, I've had that. I'm sure it's been, I'm guessing it means answered, but always been curious about what the white spot in my eyes. I have a whole video about that. It's a dermoid cyst, and here it is. This is the Q&A. It's a dermoid cyst. It doesn't hurt me. I can't feel it. It's just kind of there. No, it can't be removed because it's a full circle. The best they can do is shave it so it's not three-dimensional, but then at that point, what's the fucking point? Because it's still there. So, it's just my anime twinkle. No, if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna dedicate that. One of my top 3 karaoke picks. Ooh, Be Prepared from The Lion King, Poor Unfortunate Souls, and Once Upon a December. Those are my 3. Have I ever played Magic the Gathering? I just started, actually. I have 2 decks. I have Avatar, which I just did an opening of in this video, which at this present moment, currently still trying to figure out how to make it a commander deck. But I need to go to the stores to see my friends to go and do that. And I got a squirrel deck. There's a squirrel. And there's a card that I just got, and it's a card that you have to ask any non-players if they like squirrels, and if they say yes, you add counters on all your creatures. So, yeah, I got it, and I have a whole little thing. Okay. It was on the other side. Fuck. So here, okay, and then it opens. And here are my dice. And my dice are green and gold to match this theme, because it's squirrels. And this is my cards. They're pretty and shiny. So I just got into Magic. Still learning how to play, but I just got into it. How do people respond when you tell them you believe in the paranormal? I typically get 2 very distinct reactions. Either the one of like, oh my gosh, that's so fascinating. Why can't I speak? Oh, that's so fascinating. Or the second one is, okay, sure. You know, it's a bit of disbelief, which I understand. I don't expect everybody to believe in the paranormal, especially if they haven't experienced what the fuck I have. However, you know what? I lie. There is a third one. There's a third one of skepticism, but curiosity, where I can tell they don't super believe it, but I've piqued their interest. Now they want to know more, which I'm super open to answering. I gotta eat something, I think. So many questions. Oh, I can't talk about the paranormal. Obviously, I'm very okay with it. I've talked about it online. I'll answer this one. Do you sometimes hate your gift? I do sometimes. Not anymore. When I was a teenager, yes, I hated it because I had way too much bad stuff happen, and it was too bad all at once, and I was already doing bad, and it wasn't helping the situation or helping what I was seeing at all, so I had to ask it to be taken away, but then I got the power of hearing instead of visibility, and I don't know if it made it worse or better, but now I have both. Okay. Now I don't hate my ability at all. I am very, very grateful to be able to not only connect with my loved ones, but other people's loved ones as well. And I'm also very happy that I'm able to help spirits who feel stuck, feel like their stories haven't been heard, the truth hasn't been told, and they want that rectification. You know, I am happy with my ability. I don't hate it. All right, and I think that is where I will end that. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you have any other questions. I'll respond in the comments. If you like this kind of videos, also let me know. If you want to see something different, let me know as well. For some reason, I'm talking at the speed of light. I think I'm maybe crashing. That's fine. We're fine. Oh, look at my Itachi. I started watching Naruto. I like Itachi a lot. I just started. Thank you guys so much for watching. Okay, I gotta go because ADHD is... Okay, bye! Okay. It says stop. We gotta go.
Oh, what? Please, I can have some more.
Oi, bruv.
Come here often, sweet cheeks? Smash.
Wow. I really have to pee.
Here. Okay. Yeah.